Hey everyone, this is Karen Waxman, founder of Retail MBA. Today we're going to be talking about selling your product to Zumiez. If you have a great consumer product that you think should be sold at Zumiez, this little training will give you some things to think about in regards to Zumiez. With that said, let's get started on today's training.
Hey everyone, this is Karen Waxman, founder of Retail MBA. Today we're going to be talking about selling to Zumiez. So if you have a great consumer product that you think should be on their store shelves, this little training will give you some things to think about in regards to selling to Zumiez. So with that said, let's get started on today's training. Zumiez is a specialty retailer specifically designed for young men and women who love skateboarding and snowboarding and motocrossing and all that good stuff. They definitely are a lifestyle brand for people who obviously love fun apparel and footwear and accessories and hair products and all sorts of interesting things for that young market. The great thing about Zumiez is that there's not too many of those types of retailers available to people who are selling to the younger generation. And so it's a wonderful opportunity for you to get in front of that audience specifically. The thing to consider is that they do have 170 stores that they're responsible for currently, which means they have tremendous buying power. So one order from them can mean millions of dollars to your business and your bottom line. And also, they are definitely a retailer that's going to reject you a little bit more than the average retailer because they are a niche type. Let me explain. When you are a retailer and you only focus on one specific type of audience and market, you tend to get inundated with lots of people who want to sell to you in that particular market. So you've seen everything, you've gone to every show, you're very hyper targeted on your audience, especially when it's niche, one that is focused on skateboarding and all these things. It's definitely different than a retailer that's more mass appeal, which means that all of your competitors are reaching out to them, which means that they are much more finicky about who they put in stores. And they definitely have a lot of apparel and stuff, which means that they're doing a lot of private label stuff and working through whatever is going to work for their audience in the best interest of them. So, with that said, if you reach out to a Zumiez appropriately and they're rejecting you, a lot of you will get very disappointed and cry and feel really bad about yourself. And you shouldn't. The reason for that is because it just means that the niche retailer has seen it all and they're a little bit more finicky and they get to pick the best of the best. And as of now, maybe you're not quite ready to be the best in their eyes because for them, it's all about dollars and cents and making sure that product sells, and maybe they're just not quite certain about your product, and that's okay. It happens all the time. So I always say when it's a niche retailer, you definitely want to explore them, reach out to them, do your best. But if they reject you, your only goal then is to make sure that you reach out to other retailers who hyper focus on any audience, but also has that clientele and focus on selling to them, get proof of sales, come back to Zumiez and get Zumiez to pay attention to you. So that's strategy number one. Make sure that you do not let go of retail just because a Zumiez rejected you. It's really common they do that when they're niche retailers. Again, it doesn't mean that it's always the case. It's just a little bit more complicated. Also, Zumiez aren't huge stores. And again, it's just going to come down to also timing, right? Maybe the buyer doesn't have the money right now. Maybe she overbought at this time of year, or she has already too much of this or that, and it has nothing to do with you. So you can't internalize this. You just have to pick yourself up and keep going. The next thing about Zumiez in regards to some quick tips and strategies is they own a couple different brands under the Zumiez Corporation, which is Blue Tomato and Fast Times. They're different brands, but they're all the same genre of worlds, which means just different names. The reason I mention that is if you're trying to sell to one of these retailers and you can't get in the door, try to find the one company that's within their organization that is similar to them, that is owned by the same corporation, because you might be able to get in the door then. The way it works with retail chains is that if they are a conglomerate and they own several types of brands under one brand name, they usually share the same system for vendors. And the reason that matters is because you could conceivably go after maybe a Fast Times or a Blue Tomato store and try and become a vendor for one of them and get approval. And when you get approval, what that looks like is you have to fill out forms, you're submitting yourself as a vendor, they approve you, you start ordering and all the things with them and get purchase orders and such. And then what'll happen is they'll give you a vendor number, you're in their system, and you have been tracked officially as a vendor. When that happens, you can go back to a Zumiez and say, hey, I'm already working with Fast Times or Blue Tomato, and I have a vendor number, I'm already in the system. And that's interesting to Zumiez because they could conceivably get you in as a vendor a lot faster because of the fact that you're already in their system. A lot of times buyers don't feel like submitting new products into their system because it's a lot of paperwork for a new product. If they're not sure about it, they're not willing to test the product out. But if you're already in their system, it's a strategy. It's just another way to get Zumiez to pay attention to you because what you did was streamline the process of having them work with you. So with that said, strategy would be to try and become a vendor for one of their affiliate brands and then go back to Zumiez and get them interested in your product. I hope that provided value for you. There's so many ways to sell in the Zumiez, and we provide a training and coaching system that walks you through the words to use, how to get buyers to buy, which will save you so much time and stress. It'll get you right to the point on how to approach, pitch, and sell to retailers. And if you'd like to learn more, you can click on the link below this video. Otherwise, go to retailmba.com. That's retailmba.com. We are here to support you. We've been teaching well over 100,000 people over the last 13 years on how to approach, pitch, and sell to retailers, and we would love to support you. Karen Waksman, Retail MBA. Thanks for watching. Please be on the lookout for the additional videos we create. Also, comment, like, subscribe. We appreciate you. Thank you.